Hello, everybody. This week's topic might seem a little like, what? But it really is about how mosquito bites are like cravings and vice versa. Hello. Sorry, a few seconds late. I apologize for that. Hi, I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, where I talk about how I lost 97.4 pounds after starting the ketogenic protocol and how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, and regain control of your life like I did. So, if someone can let me know if you can see and hear me, that would be awesome because I never know. Today's topic is it's an analogy, and I like analogies. So this one actually occurred to me while we were on at our little coffee farm in Colombia. Like, oh, I've made my fourth trip. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that you can see and hear me. Let me make that bigger so I can read things. Samantha Cardinal, thank you. And DH says good morning. So I've made 4 trips down to my my husband's homeland 4 times over the last 2 years. And the first time I went, we pretty much were either sightseeing in different places or at in town in Pareda or in the car. And so I was not bothered by mosquitoes at all. Second trip, we spent time at our little farm, which we had not done previously. We went and saw it for half an hour, but then we didn't stay at it. Second time we stayed at it. And I thought, okay, we're going to be in Colombia. I'm going to take nice strappy tops, and bugs aren't a problem. They apparently don't like me. So I had a little sleeveless strappy things to be at the farm. And I got eaten alive. Alive. And then so the second time was a little bit better prepared. We set up fans, and I didn't wear the strappies. I just wore, like sleeved t-shirts and my dark leggings that I wear. Still got eaten alive. This most recent time we were really well prepared. So what does this have to do with keto? Okay, or cravings? Let me tell you. This is what occurred to me as I was scratching away and researching. Good morning from Kimberly. So I researched about mosquito bites. For one thing, why is it? Yeah, as we were leaving the farm after that first trip, when eaten up, I asked the Marjorie, the farm wife. It's a young family that tends the farm. In our absence, they live in the farmhouse. We live in La Casita. And I asked her, I said, because I'm standing there scratching, saying goodbye to her and her little son, Simon, and Miguel, and I'm scratching and scratching. I've got bugs on bites on my face and everything. I said, aren't you, don't the zancudos, which is the bug, what they call it down there, don't they drive you nuts? She said, no, not a bit. She's not scratching. She's wearing shorts and tank top. So I researched it. I'm getting to my point, I promise. So okay. So a mosquito bites, our body sends a response because it sees the bug bite, the thing that it's injected into us, as a foreign substance. And so histamines are released in reaction to that. Okay, good job. That's why it puffs up a little bit. And okay, but here's the deal. When you have a mosquito bite, what do you want to do? You want to scratch, because it itches. You know what scratching does? Releases more histamine, making it more itchy. So, a couple of things going on here. So, this last trip was much better. I was better prepared. I was not wearing dark, skin tight clothing. I was wearing big, oversized, light colored cotton all the way down here shirts because at the farm it's really rather cool. I was unprepared for the climate difference. In town it's hot, on the mountain it's cool. We had mosquito netting. over our bed. My husband installed it before I got down there, which was nice. I had lotions. We got some fans because mosquitoes are bad flyers. We had everything set up. And I worked on not, no, I certainly got bitten, but I concentrated on not scratching. It made all the difference. And it's possible to not scratch even when you have an itch. So how's that like a craving? I bet you can guess. If you don't want the mosquito bite to itch more, don't scratch it. If you don't want a craving to come back, don't feed it. And let's stop calling them cravings. Because that's a cute word. It kind of gives you a get out of food jail free. Oh, it's a craving. The food marketers say, come to us for your cravings. Or this will satisfy your chocolate craving. Like if you have a craving, it's compulsory to give into it. It is not. It is if I can resist scratching mosquito bites, and I got uh, so many of them the first time, greatly reduced this time. I was better prepared, kind of what you need to do when you're switching to a low carb or ketogenic protocol. Be prepared. Plan in advance that, okay, I might want, and let's stop calling it a craving, it's a thought and it's a desire. I might want a stuffed crust pizza, but that doesn't mean I have to get it. Oh, somebody, thank you. Somebody gave a donation. Thank you so much. There's a support button below. Thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot. So, it, a craving is, it's just a thought and it passes. And let's also think about it. Let's stop calling it a craving. Let's call it a urge or a desire. And let's, instead of it having to do with food and instead of it being our urge or desire, let's figure that someone else is talking to us about their urge and desire. And we are not very happy with the choice they made, giving into that urge or desire. Oh, but I really had an urge. Well, not good enough. So it's okay. A, 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 an urge or desire, I'm going to try to stop calling it the other word, is not a life emergency. And don't feed it and it won't come back, like the stray cat, full of analogies today. Here's another thing, and this is kind of getting a little bit more, and I'm going to see if I set this up correctly. One reason I was a few seconds late is I was trying to set something up. Let me see. Dang, it didn't work. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Confirm. I'm importing a picture. I thought I had set this up. And this is why, this is where taking the analogy a little bit further, and this simply may not work. It's not going to. Cancel. I was going to show a photograph of our bed. Draped, good morning, Judy Porterfield. Draped in with a canopy and all the way covering it of mosquito netting. So you think, well, that's a lot of trouble to go through. But then the other photograph is a view from our porch, looking down the valley and seeing all the coffee plants and plantain plants and lime trees in the distance and the road, and then the next mountain range, and just above beyond that the next mountain range, and the sun coming through the clouds. So the payoff for having to deal with the mosquitoes is that view and the people and the adventure. The payoff for laying off the carbs is feeling better, possibly feeling like you look better, losing some weight, coming off of medications. It's a trade-off. So be prepared. Oh, and the other thing. So why does Marjorie not, this is a great analogy, I think. Why does Marjorie and her family and Simone and everyone else not just get eaten up? I mean, Simone runs around without shoes on half the time. His mother keeps trying to keep him dressed. But he kicks his shoes off and sometimes his shirt, and he runs around and he goes outside and is, and he's not itching. Here's the thing. They have done experiments where after your body has sent out this immune response, this histamine response, because it sees this injection of mosquito juice or whatever it is as a danger, a problem, an uninvited guest in our body. After loads and loads of these, the body says, okay, it seems like everything's all right. We're not going to waste our time responding to this bite. So you might still get bitten, you just don't itch. It doesn't do anything. There's no histamine response. After a while on keto, you might think this is impossible. It's just impossible. But then after a while, you don't even think about it. You don't crave chocolate because you haven't eaten chocolate. I don't crave chocolate. I don't crave sweets. And I ate them, a lot of them. And I also have much kind of more of a salt tooth than a sweet tooth. So I ate all the pretzels, doubled up, chocolate covered pretzels. But I don't care about them anymore. I used to actively think, I know low carb works for me, but I cannot go the rest of my life without eating tortilla chips. But guess what? I haven't had a tortilla chip since January 8th, 2014. I stopped telling myself what I couldn't do without. Come on, let's get a grip, people. It's just junk food. We can do without junk food. And it is junk. So I hope I covered all my points. Maybe next week I'll figure out how to get these slides going. I think probably the files were too big. I should have imported smaller files, and the system can't take it. But be prepared. I was much better prepared this time. I told myself, and in advance, just because I have an itch, I'm not going to scratch it. Mosquito bites me, okay. And it took practice, right? I did indeed use precautions. Picaridin, I use both the spritz and the cream. I have permethrin, which we didn't use. You can spritz on your clothes. And when we go into town, even in Apia, the pueblo, you don't have mosquito issues in town. It's at the farms. So I was prepared both for the prevention. So that would equal don't have it in your pantry or your fridge if you don't want to be tempted, if you can do that. I know sometimes we live with other people who have their own eating and shopping habits. So, but we have to be prepared. And then I'm not going to, not go to the farm because of the mosquitoes any more than I'm going to throw in the towel on keto because I really like tortilla chips. I'm not going to do that. The payoff is too great. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And let's see. I am for those of you who are new to this, if you have a comment or a question and you want to pin it, you can. But I just learned that I can actually. Oh, Terry, reach out to me off this. Reach out to me. I want to have something I want to share with you. Something I can do. Watch this. I can do this. I can present the message on stage. Hello, all. Great topic, Casey. I needed this today. Well, I'm glad. My message about how to follow the protocol, keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day. Total carbs, not net carbs. Net carbs just means more carbs. If it's not on page 4, link below, don't eat it. But you don't even need a food list. Fatty sources of protein, non-starchy vegetables in limited amounts, full fat dairy in limited amounts, but you don't have to eat the vegetables and you don't have to eat the dairy. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Eating when you're not hungry is like scratching when you don't even have an itch. That's another good analogy. I think I'm just going to scratch this. Oh, I'm going to go to the farm later. Maybe I'll do some preemptive scratching on my non-existent bug bites. But when I get bug bites, I'll be no, that doesn't work that way. Stop eating when you've had enough. Be patient and persevere. That's the protocol. But I do like to plug in the message into things that are translatable to the rest of our lives because food shouldn't be the center of our lives. Somehow it's become that. One of the things, beyond keto with Casey is the fact that I'm doing things and have been doing things that I wouldn't have even considered doing when I was 100 pounds ago. And I'm still tweaking because of my changing body composition, my age, my stage of life, et cetera, my energy needs. So thank you for that. Let me see. What do I do with this? How do I get rid of that? I don't want to get rid of it. How do I stop it? I'm still learning. Okay, I can click that. So you don't have to buy one thing to be 100% successful at the ketogenic protocol. I'm going to do this. Judy Porterfield. Judy writes, "Good morning, Casey and all." And then she has the heart emoji. And you don't have to buy one thing. There's no product that will help you burn fat for fuel. It's not what you put in your mouth, it's what you avoid putting in your mouth, namely carbs. It's no amount of fat you're supposed to eat. That's erroneous. I don't count how much protein I eat. I start off with protein and I eat the fat that comes with the protein, and it works out pretty well for me. But I will sell you a t-shirt. This one is keto spelled out in American Sign Language. It'll link to my shop. Go to my blog, Green Book. Thank you. It still tickles me that every month that people buy this 12-month journal. It's got pages and quotes and things like that in it. And I very much appreciate it. And I have a private support group at patreon.com, link below, where every weekday morning, I publish a pre-recorded video snippet to topics suggested by patrons. I think I just posted snippet number 1964. As a lot of snippets. And I enjoy them. The food part is easy. I mean, learning what food, we kind of probably already know. We probably already know what foods to eat and which foods to avoid. My producer is over there and he's fallen asleep. I tend to I have a patron who said that they listen to my snippets at night. They just listen to them because it helps them fall asleep. I have that impact on my producer, also known as my lovely mate. Anywho, memorizing the food is easy, but implementing it can be a challenge. Oh boy, here comes a big, long comment. Oh dear, Kimberly. I'm not going to post this one on screen because it's so long. Kimberly writes, "My mother-in-law passed away last week. In the days that followed, so much food was delivered to our rather large family. We were out of town for all of this, but we came prepared with our own food. I was so nervous about offending anyone because we weren't partaking of all the carb-rich food. But I heard your voice in my head, Casey. No one gets a say in what I choose to eat. And when asked why we weren't eating their food, I simply said we watch our sugar intake. I kept my answer short and simple. I'm so grateful for your wise advice." Well, condolences. Good job on being prepared and also for standing your ground. And I'm sure you didn't offend anyone. I mean, it's a curious question. I mean, let's face it. Most of us, at least in Western culture, we take everything that happens in life, and I wrote a blog post about this, as an opportunity to eat, an excuse to eat, shall we say. Everything. Good stuff, bad stuff, mediocre stuff. I'm bored. Let's eat. I'm sad. Let's eat. I got a promotion. Let's eat. It's a holiday. Let's eat. So funerals, yes, and people are generous and they bring food. So good for you. Congratulations. Judy Porterfield writes, yes, last weekend I went to my granddaughter's grad party, and like you had mentioned a while back, I totally forgot to eat. I was visiting and having a good time, and then yesterday, a party at my son's house did well. Focused on what I could have. It felt so good. Isn't that great? And then Judy writes, so sorry, Kimberly. Good job, Kimberly, writes DH. Thank you all, writes Kimberly. DH writes, and dealing with the emotions. You stood strong. Wow. That's the thing. The eating so-called comfort food, and I never thought of food as comfort. I thought of it as punishment because I always felt so bad afterwards. But we don't use food to cope. We use food to not cope. And the food, nothing was going to bring your mother-in-law back. You could have eaten all the food. She'd still be gone. Oh, and I'm trying to prepare myself for the potential for a loss in our family. Sweet old Jack, you'll notice that he's not on his cushion. He's fading. He's comfortable as far as we can tell, but he's 15 and almost 15 and a half. So we are preparing for that, or I'm trying to prepare. Just the thought of it makes me start crying, to tell you the truth. Okay. That one stop. Stop. Okay. And I'm sorry. I need to just do a test live stream so I can practice on these. Judy Porterfield writes, P.S. I got a lot of compliments. LOL. Great job, Judith. And Judy writes, thank you, Kimberly. Good job to you too. This is, and after the first time you realize that, wow, I remember clearly the first Halloween. I threw a party that year. I'd lost weight, not all the weight. I'd probably lost about 35 pounds or so by Halloween. I'd started January 8th, 2014. By Halloween of that year, I'd lost enough weight that I knew something was changing. So I had a party, a costume party, threw all the friends. We still gave out candy. So we had candy in the house. Didn't even think about, not even a tiny, tiny little, trial size of a candy bar or anything. Didn't eat it. Felt great. Then Thanksgiving, no issues. I made it to January of the next year. I had lost 47 pounds by that time. Made it through the holidays, no issue, enjoyed the holidays. The holidays still happened, even though I wasn't eating nonstop. So once you do it once, it's like, oh, here we go. So where is Jack? He's at the producer's feet. Oh, sweet Jack, writes Judy. I don't write a compliment of that. I don't write a compliment of that always helps. Though that I okay. Okay, I meant to say it always helps to get a lot of compliments. Danged text. For those of you who don't know, Ms. Porterfield, it's her autocorrect on our private Patreon live stream long ago. She wrote awesome for somebody and it came out sardines. So now sardines is a victory cry around Go Keto with Casey. So sorry to hear about Jack. Jack is he's been a good and loyal friend. He saved my life once. That's a true story. Right after he'd only been with us for 2 days maybe, and he saved my life. And as far as we know, he's not uncomfortable. He's just really old. Judy writes, yes, Casey, it still does that to this day. Only on my iPhone, though, meaning the autocorrect. And I really appreciate you guys sharing your experiences, your victories, and your challenges. Not every day is a victory, right? I struggle myself with not the food so much, although you may recall that there is a particular food I really like, and we really only eat it when we go to Colombia, but it's a staple of every household and restaurant. High end, middle end, roadside diner. It's a staple, and I really like it. So I need to. That's another thing I was prepared for. but I struggle with other things. You know, I I am I didn't do it when we were in Colombia, but I will. Resistance training. We have the ability. We have a TRX, um, what's it called? Not cables, whatever they're called. Strap system, TRX system. My husband installed it in the la casita from one of the beams, so I can do the resistance training. Did I do it? No. So that's my challenge: is to take advantage and continue with the resistance training. And every day of the week, I my plan is to work a different muscle group. And some days I'm just, it feels like a chore. To some people, exercise is a joy. It is an integral part of their life. It is not, you know, housework is not an integral part of my life either. And I kind of look at both of them the same way. CAS writes, the analogy of the mosquito bites and those pesky urges was very helpful. Thank you. Well, I'm going to put that one on the screen so people on replay can see it. Thank you. I kind of am proud of that. Because it truly it was relatable when I realized, okay, don't scratch it and it won't the histamine response is reduced, and it really did work. So thank you for that. Okay, and here's a comment. Judy writes, I was doing great, working out at the park, jumped on my rebounder, and then fractured my left foot. I'm not letting it stop me though. Still going to take it easier. Do you like the rebounder? I have considered that. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to do, but I have considered it. Hashtag my friend Jen swears by the rebounder. She's one of those people that she works out. So I would like to hear suggestions on that. DH writes, share that one too. Make me feel a little bit better. DH writes, exercise is definitely a chore to me in my mind. Tracy, my British friend, she would do mud runs and CrossFit. She's shorter than I am, but really strong. Exercise, she said, was just a lot cheaper than therapy. Let me see here. Here's another comment. I'm really glad I found out about this option. I love it, writes Judy. It's good for your lymphatic system, referencing the rebounder. Rebounder is a small trampoline. It's good for your lymphatic system. It's like getting more steps, and you don't have to have the high impact. Even just doing a little bit, I worked up from 5 to 10 minutes to like an hour. Excellent. So I started doing some research on it based on my hashtag my friend Jen. Maybe I'll research it some more. And it probably is not bad for you, as you say, it's low impact. Couldn't hurt, right? So there we go. I don't have too much more to add to this. Just let's stop. For one thing, let's stop being influenced by television commercials about food. Have you noticed? There are like 3 types of commercials. One is insurance of some sort, food, and then pharmaceuticals. And I think the food and the pharmaceuticals there might be some overlap there. Jack is a little bit. He's confused actually. He's a little bit of doggy dementia. He loves his cookies, and he'll kind of ask for one out of habit, and then you put it in his mouth, and it just drops out of his mouth. It's like he forgot what to do with the cookie. But he's getting a good rub right now from my lovely mate. So, poor sweet Jack. He is the sweetest dog ever, I swear. And we will not have another dog, Jack. And we won't have any more cats either. We've had pets since before. We've been married for 6 months. We started getting pets. And I grew up with pets, as most people have. We're not going to have any more because we've had the perfect dog. All right, guys. Don't tell yourself what you can't do. Don't say just because it's a craving or it's just a little cheat. See, this is the words that not only do marketers use, but we use for ourselves to make it kind of cute. Just make the decisions that you know serve you well, and don't indulge in decisions that don't serve you well, whether it's food or any other activity, because not all activities serve us well. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. It means a lot. I look forward to trying to figure out a topic every week. If you have any suggestions, send them on to me. You can message me through my blog. That's probably the best way to do it. Of course, if you're a patron, you can message me through Patreon. And I will see you next week. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Be sweet. Just don't eat sweets. Bye, y'all.